So I like when you watched it.
Amanda.
Sarah let me know that he had to go to court.
And what?
He ended up having to go to court. That's why he hasn't called.
I ended up stabbing myself.
For
I didn't mean to. I was trying to clean out the tube of caulk that I have. And ended up finding out it's all dried out, but there's a little rod on one of the ends. Stick it in the tube and it ended up coming out. I was trying to jam it in there to try to get it out. And I stabbed it.
or something else.
So I'm doing these a little bit of a different way. I want to see if you like them this way.
Starting on the grill instead of foiling them.
Well, that. And I coated them different.
I need a damn wasp spray.
Do what?
I need the dang wasp spray. Paul's on.
Howdy, Paul.
Just general chit chat today. Nothing special. Whatever you got on your mind.
Oh, just whatever. What would you like to chat about today? I am smoking some ribs. So I figured we could sit out here and
How'd you drink?
enjoy the weather and chit chat.
I just shake this.
Huh?
I just shake it.
Anything aerosol you shake. You have to wait for him to come around.
Oh, I'm gonna wait for him to come around.
That metal tin.
Uh-huh.
Put up there. I have to screw it down, but it's heavy enough. It's not going to go anywhere.
Until the storm comes through and it goes.
I just have to screw it down.
Okay.
What have you been up to, Paul? Do what?
Said I can't type today at all.
Yeah.
You right. Temperature drop.
Yeah, but it'll be okay. It's not supposed to rain until like 6 tonight.
Bad.
Yeah, it's another nice day out today. It's gotten a little chillier than it was this morning. The sun was out this morning. About to get me a wasp, guys. Oh, that decided to, hold on. Hold on. Don't move.
What is Allie delete all
Do
over? By accident.
Are you on one today?
We did it by accident.
Oh, okay. All of his messages and kick him off my channel and then bring him back.
Someone needs to learn how to cook over here.
Yeah?
Every time we're out here, it's always going off.
How have you been, Allie?
What a way to make an intro.
Yeah, right? It's not hi, it's block!
Says, see ya.
I know what you're today. Yeah. You missed my live stream last night showing off my new kitchen countertops. That one of our cats is already defamed. He walked all over it. I was still drying.
Says the sound is skipping.
Okay. Hold on. This way I'm not using, because I'm so far away from my router that sometimes it doesn't have that great of connection. So, is that any better? I took my tablet off of Wi-Fi.
How are you still working?
Because it's on the phone. That's connected. So yeah, I'm just I'm doing my ribs a little bit different this time because now I have time to actually really grill them. See, I'm watching. That way I can see how my stream goes. And I'm not buffering.
I think it's just my phone though.
Take it off Wi-Fi. Yeah. Well, howdy, Donald Trump. Long time no see. You've been busy in that White House, huh? I'm having a good old American classic. I'm barbecuing ribs. So, see, I'm not buffering. Like I said, I watched my stream just to make sure. That's you guys.
Yeah, I took it off my Wi-Fi and now it's not doing nothing. It's not buffering for me.
I watch my stream on a different connection sometimes, like when I'm out here, and I'm not buffering. Everything seems good. Yeah, that way I can see when I buffer and fix any maybe issues or anything. But no. Not really drinking, just having some Coke and chilling out. You guys missed my stream with my renovations I did last night or yesterday. I'm not completely done. I've still gotta get some more polyurethane to be able to finish them, but so I can see. Good. This is my new countertop. Yeah, worked on it yesterday, shaping and cutting the wood, and ended up costing, well, it's going to cost me like $25 to do. I had an old table, or a table that we can't use anymore in this house. It won't fit anywhere unless we expand the size of this place somehow, and we can't do that. So I used a tabletop, had to notch it out for the sink, but that's the only way I had to cut that. And then I used pallet wood. Pallet wood, I had had like 6 or 7 pallets that I ended up cutting up, sand them down. You know, you don't have to be perfectly smooth with them. You want some, you know, a little bit of depth to the wood, and from there I ended up cutting them out to the shape of my countertop, and you nail them down or screw them down however you want to do it, and then lay down polyurethane. I had 1 pint which covered all of it twice, and then another spot that I use, the spot over by the stove, it's coated that 3 times, but I have to get another can of polyurethane because I want to coat everything at least another 2 more times. A thinner coat, but a thicker coat on the heavier spots that I work on, and it ends up drying to a very hard bar top type surface. It's what they use for bar tops and stuff like that. So the pallet wood that I used, you want to use light pallet wood if you're going to do anything like that, because the polyurethane will darken it. It makes it look like it's really wet, and it gives it a very glossy finish. And then I got to do the trim around the edges and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm going to be working on a pretty good countertop here pretty soon. It's dried for at least 12 hours now, so I can use it lightly until I get more polyurethane and able to lay down more layers. They say 3 days for actual normal heavy use. It's scratch resistant, water resistant when you get the oil based. It's water resistant. It's a normal countertop. So Go get some more clothes on.
I'm gonna have to.
I think it feels good out here. We're supposed to be having some rain come in the next few hours. I don't know how much it's going to be. I don't think it's supposed to be much, but the temperature's dropping a little bit, so. So the way I'm doing my ribs is I don't normally get my own I don't normally make my own rib seasoning. When I do ribs, it's a long enough process anyway, and I don't do them all the time. So I end up getting a seasoning, and that I lay down on my ribs. I got St. Louis style spare ribs. I got a new seasoning this time. I can't remember what it is. It was only like $3 for a big bottle at the store. I ended up pretty much using the whole bottle because you want to coat your ribs entirely. I mean, you want to lay a thick layer of seasoning down because that helps keep the moisture in your ribs. And what I do is a little trick. I mean, some people do it, some people don't. Just all depends. I've got a spray. Supposed to kill him on contact, but it's not dead. The heck? It's all foamy and stuff like that. But what I do is when I pull them out of the package, I rinse them off, and after I rinse them off, I coat them with yellow mustard. Now you can use spicy brown mustard if you want the spice to it, stuff like that. But the mustard taste, the vinegar and stuff in the mustard, ribs, rice, the meat, and then the taste of the mustard actually cooks out as it cooks. And I light coals, put them on about half of the grill. I shove them over to one side as much as I can, and I lay my meat down on the grill, the bone side where the bones are closer to the surface, down, because you want those bones to absorb most of the heat. Be careful, I sprayed wasp spray in that chair.
Okay.
So.
We probably got a nest up in the chair somewhere.
No, we got a nest somewhere around, but I don't know. I'd have to.
Probably in these chairs because they don't get used, so they probably got a nest built in there.
So they've been cooking for not quite an hour and a half now. I turned them at the hour mark. I use a handy dandy little. Actually, I use a meat thermometer because my grill doesn't have a thermometer. And I stick it in the vent, the air vent. You only want to open up your grill when you have to. Okay, Paul. Take care, bud. Because you don't want to open your grill unless you have to. Because
Just me responding
You-
to Jeremy.
reduce the heat in the grill and those wide temperature changes. It's going to take so long for your ribs to cook. So you leave that lid on until you have to take it off. You turn them. What I do is I turn them at the hour mark. I flip them at the second hour. Actually, I take them off at this. No, I turn them again at the second hour mark. At 3 hours, I cover them in aluminum foil and let them braise for about an hour. And then I take them off out of the aluminum foil and baste the crap out of them with barbecue sauce for a half hour. So that's how I do my ribs.
Yeah, I told her to. I don't know if she's sleeping or what she's doing.
Nobody else is coming in my live stream anyway, so.
I know she's in there, but then I just deleted it out of it for some reason.
So if anybody else wants to chat, nobody else is talking, so.
Says there's only 2 people in there.
Yeah.